I'm filming this at Pioneer Women's Park in my hometown of Las Cruces. Pioneer Women's Park, appropriate, I guess, because I'm thinking about being a woman. In this park, I remember, it's in my old neighborhood, and I remember riding around on bicycles with my mom. And I particularly remember a conversation we had, and I'm not sure how we got there, but we were talking about love. And she said to me, "You love people, but you don't always like the people that you love." And then she said, "And I happen to like you as much as I love you." And of course, she doesn't like me anymore. She probably still loves me, or she thinks she loves me, but she doesn't like me too much anymore. And I think about how unfair that is to me, how unfair it feels to me. It sucks to become a woman without your mother's help. Although I guess a lot of women would say, "Nah, it's okay, I could have done without my mother's input on most of that." And maybe that's true. I feel bad that we can't talk anymore. I feel bad that I can come to my hometown and have thoughts and feelings and memories and not be able to share them with her. I talked to two people today who remembered my grandfather fondly. And, I'm sad I can't talk to him. And I don't know what he would think that I introduced myself as his granddaughter. I like to think that even though he would have been confused and upset, that eventually he would have tried to understand, and he just would have tried to understand. And I don't think he would have cut me off and stopped talking to me, and I don't think that he would deny my existence. And I still can't believe that my mother did that. So I don't know. I guess I could be wrong about my grandfather. I didn't expect my mother to do that to me. I guess I let her go as much as she let me go, because I wasn't going to stick around and argue about the validity of me being trans at a time when it was so sort of new to me, and it was such a challenge to stand my ground and move forward with it. I didn't have the strength to listen to her objections. And so she had to go process it on her own, and apparently she hasn't, she won't. So I don't have a mom anymore. And she doesn't get to know her daughter. Which I don't get it. Because we've had this whole story, this whole fascinating journey over the last 50 years together, and then she bails out when the first time it gets interesting. She walks away from the surprise ending, right? The surprise ending is that, oh, guess what? Your child is actually transgender and kind of fabulous and amazing and so much happier than they ever were. And oh my gosh, what must that have been like to grow up with that? But instead, I'm irresponsible and deluded. And I've hurt my family, and I hurt my wife, and I hurt my kid. So they say. And I've done my best to take responsibility for the things that I did do wrong in this process. And I did a lot of things wrong in this process. But I can't apologize for where I ended up. And nobody is really asking me to, except the people who are supposed to love me the most. So that's what this little stroll down memory lane has brought me. And it feels kind of unfair to share this with the world without giving her a chance to speak for herself. But she chose not to speak for herself. So if you have a mom who's still talking to you, go ahead and tell her that you love her, if that's how you feel. And if you don't, then I guess go talk to your friends about it. Because I do have a lot of people who love me now. And a lot of people who really seem to enjoy knowing who Robin is. And I'm sorry that Marcia doesn't get the chance to know who Robin is. Because, oh my God, we are so similar. I got bad news for you, Marcia. I am so my mother's daughter.